Well, I may not sound exciting today because I'm a little down on my health, but I must say I'm truly ecstatic because I have a very special guest on the show. And you're listening to the Totally Indian Football Show. I'm your host, Siju. When I say special, yes, every guest is special on this show, but this one goes back to my college days where I used to see him play when he used to come down to my college festivals, and his game really impressed me and it stuck with me. And years later, I saw him on TV while he was playing for Mohun Bagan, and I told myself, I know this guy. I mean, from where and where all has he reached all this way? I was so proud, though we don't know personally each other. But it's so glad to see you grow. And today he's with Mumbai City FC. Raynier Fernandes, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here, and thank you so much for this lovely introduction. I myself didn't know that I'd come to play in your college. It feels great, to know such thing. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, it was Kaleidoscope that used to come for, and I was on the ground doing the duties of
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
keeping the scores, and you were always the fancy one doing all those tricks. But I must say that I'm not surprised to know that you were doing that, because as I was preparing for this episode, I also got to know that while you were growing up, your favorite player was Ronaldinho. So that says a lot. Probably, I'm sure you were trying to emulate him on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful to see, especially someone closer to home. Well, let's get kick started, Rainier. Take us through. You've been a Mumbai lad, born and brought up here. Started your footballing journey here. The journey graph goes up, and now you're back in the city playing for Mumbai City in ISL. I think when I was reading up certain articles about you, it also mentioned that you changed schools because you wanted to get better at a sport or have a better chance at playing football. And it also mentioned that you were also playing hockey at that time. May I know how good were you at hockey?
Yeah, so firstly, when I was in Salvation School, that's in Dadar, the like during the school days, I didn't know the level of the football that we were playing. So I think it was around the fifth standard when I was playing in my in my gully. So there was a friend of mine. His he was in Don Bosco, and his parents had come up to me, and they are like, you need to join this school because their level of football is kind of higher than to what my previous school is. So on when I went to the sixth, I was scared. I was nervous, because I didn't want to go to a new school and change everything. But then on the seventh grade, I spoke to my dad, I spoke to my mom, and we were like, let's go and try it. Let's see how is it going to be there. And yeah, and I think that decision actually changed my life and in football, because the level over there, it completely was different because it was a higher level, and getting a chance to play for Boscos, because you get different teams we have rivalry against St. Stanislaus, then there's Bombay Scottish. So these teams were they had some good quality players, and playing against them at that age was something that I didn't expect, but it was fun to play around such people, because then your level of improvement it goes on top. But yeah, it was amazing to be a part of both the schools. I have learned a lot over there. And yeah, about hockey, so when I used to play football, so the hockey training, the basketball training, all the sports used to happen at a similar time. And there were not many players in hockey. There used to be around five or six in the entire, I think, around 20 squad or 17 squad or 18 squad. So the coaches used to ask the football players to join in to play in hockey. And I literally didn't know anything. I used not know to hold the hockey stick. But then, my friends were like, let's go. It's kind of football. You receive the ball and you pass it. So, and it was not something I trained, but when I went to the hockey team, I just played a couple of training, and it was fun. I loved it. And I remember that in hockey, you wear a shin pad and it covers your entire shin. And I was the only player who used to wear football shin pads in the hockey, and throughout all my 4 years in Don Bosco. And yeah, when I played for my college level, it was similar. And it was just I played in the midfield, and it was just I should receive the ball, I should play the ball, and that's how I used to play the ball. And I remember once during a prize distribution, I remember a coach telling me to be the captain and to go and receive the award of a hockey team. And I was so nervous. I was like, I didn't get coach in the football team, but in the hockey team, I got a captain. I was very excited and I was very nervous at that moment. But yeah, the journey was great, at the school in hockey and football.
Wow, that's some great insight. Thanks for sharing that, Rania. And I must say, when you started talking about the whole Don Bosco, the school scene, I'm sure all the Mumbaikars listening to the episode would have traveled down memory lane because, well, we were in school talking about sports, Don Bosco and Stanislaus. These were the guys literally up there for sport, especially for football. So that was great and insight to hockey as well. Well, being a Mumbai lad, how was it coming back to play for a team in the city? You know, you started in Bombay itself, you played for Air India, then you went on to play for Santosh Trophy for the state, then you went on to Mohun Bagan, and that was, I'll come to Mohun Bagan, but how was homecoming like for you?
Like when I started my journey in football, I since school, college, the first club I played for Companeros and all. I have not made a plan. Like where I'm going to go the next year, where I'm going to play, what I'm going to do. It's just that since school, my main thing was just want to play football as much as I can, because this is the thing that what I loved since the beginning, since the time I started playing in the, I think, the second or third grade. Since then I didn't have a plan, I just wanted to play, just keep playing, because when I went to the college team, like I played for the college team, and then everything just came into places, but I didn't look for it, but everything just came into places. And I not literally asked can I go for this team, can I go for that team. I just played, and because of where all I played, the college level and all, I got a call for Air India under 19 after my first club Companeros, and then slowly I keep my level of football in the teams kind of improved, and I was so happy because I didn't plan anything, but just because of the love of sport, I just worked hard. I wanted to enjoy the sport, and it was just something all the happiness I was getting every year, different teams that I'm playing for. And even this Mumbai City team, I have not planned. Like after Mohun Bagan, when I got the opportunity, when I got a call and saying that I be like the Mumbai City team wants to sign me, and I was so happy because after playing all these years, going to Kolkata, playing Santosh Trophy, playing for all my teams, all the hard work that what I've done, at the end of it, in a professional career, when you get a chance to play for your city, it is just a dream come true, because everyone wants to play for their home team. Everyone wants to play in front of their fans, front of their family, and front of their friends. And it was like an opportunity for me that I obviously wanted to take it. And I got the opportunity. This is my fourth year, and it is just something that I always dreamed about, because when you play in front of your friends and family, it's just so amazing, and such wonderful fans. It's just something you don't expect. And yeah, we miss it. This is the second year we're missing it due to the COVID situation, but I just cannot wait to get back to my city and just play in front of my fans, front of my friends, and front of my family.
Well, I'm sure all of us who are listening on this show, and especially me right now, I'm hearing it. We all agree to that bit of, especially the last season where, I mean, the fans were robbed of watching you guys play and, win both the shield and the title. So hopefully very soon we'll all celebrate together. But now I'm going to come back to the Mohun Bagan bit. Like I said, I saw you play for Mohun Bagan and I was like, wow, I know this guy. And I was like, I've seen him in college. Like, what is he doing in Mohun Bagan? And I was like, well, that was not the question I asked myself, but I was really excited. I'm like, I know this chap. He's here. I mean, so good to see you. And you were really impressive, right? So take us through the stint that you had, because you played for CFL as well. That's where you started, and then you played for I League. You played under Sankarlal Chakravarti and Sanjoy Sen, who the latter guy, the celebrated coach for Mohun Bagan. Take us through the entire journey of also playing in that massive, massive pressure, because I've spoken to certain yesteryear players, and one of them have also gone on to say that if you are an Indian football player, you have to experience the Calcutta atmosphere. And you, at a very young age, got a chance. And please take us through that.
So, before I start my journey, I want to say that, just before going to Mohun Bagan, I was in Air India senior team. And I remember this one moment I had with one of my teammates. His name is Vijay Shetty, and he's a senior player to me, and he's a midfielder. So while I was playing for Air India, I didn't have a clue that next season I will be going to play for Mohun Bagan. So he told me that we spoke about football, and he told me that if you ever want to play football, if you want to have the biggest game of your career. At that time, he's like, you need to play either for East Bengal or either for Mohun Bagan, and you need to play a derby. like you need to play a derby. And for me that time I didn't know much about Indian football, not like how I know right now. So he showed me some pictures, he showed me the fan base over there and all, and when I saw it I was like, my god, this is something that it's going to be way ahead in my future, or it might never even be there, because I never thought that I would get an opportunity to play for Mohun Bagan and to play a derby and everything. So I never thought that. And the following year itself, I had an opportunity to go to Mohun Bagan, and I got selected. I remember I had 2-day trials and I got selected over there. And for 1 week I was over there, like during the trial phase, and I just couldn't believe that I left everything at home and I come to a city which I have never been before, and to play for a team that I've don't know so much about, but the history and the knowledge that time I had, it was so crazy, because when you play for a team and you play for Mohun Bagan, it's a dream, when you start a journey like this. And I was just very happy with it. And when I got to know that I'm going to be a part of this team in the Kolkata Football League and the I League, I was just very happy. I had called my parents. I was so happy. I was overwhelmed, and I just couldn't wait to start. And the first game, I don't know, remember the team that we played against in the CFL, but so the coach takes 20 squad, 20 players. But when I got selected, the first game they wrote my name in a pencil and they put me in the 21st name. So I was not supposed to be a part, but then the last minute they wanted me to be a part of that match. And I remember that I started one match, and the first match, and I have seen the crowd in the CFL. I'm not talking about the I League, I'm talking about the Kolkata Football League. The fans, they were literally like 20 to 25,000 fans in the home stadium in Mohun Bagan, and that was something that I have never played, play front of. It was so crazy. And I remember that match when I entered the field, the two teams were there, were taking pictures, and I was so nervous. I just couldn't believe that I'm going to play a match like this. And I remember the first ball which I received that time, it just passed me and it just went. So I was so nervous, I was so scared, I didn't know what exactly was going on. And I remember I played, I think, for till 62 minutes, and I just came off because I just couldn't handle the pressure. This was my first game. But then when the match got over, I got back, and I was scared. I was like, am I be able to keep moving forward with this, or am I just going to be stuck in this nervousness and scared? But then when the next day we had training, and then I completely forgot about it, and I started training. And I remember that it's the game that what I've been playing all my life, and just you got to continue doing that without taking any pressure, and you just got to enjoy your game. So, and then I remember the second and third match, I started the match and I finished the match also. And yeah, it was the same crowd, but I didn't get nervous. I didn't get any, I was not scared. And it was the experience to remember, because if I would let that be in my mind every time, it would have not been good for me. But yeah, I overcame that phase, and it was a moment to remember. When CFL got over, we went back home. And then when we went to the I League, I remember that, there were players like Pranay, Anas, there was Balwan and JJ, and there were many senior players like Devjit and everyone. And when then the first time I went to the dressing room, the first training, and I've seen so many India team players and so many senior players, and I just couldn't believe that look, like a Bombay guy like me who have not had so much experience sitting with players like this. It was something that I always I didn't dream about, but I was so happy with the fact that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be a part of the team. And yeah, when you know that you're going to play for Mohun Bagan, and when you have such senior players, you got to up your game. So I tried to work hard, I tried to do well. The first season I didn't get so many opportunities because I was a new guy and I was a junior, but I kept working hard, I never gave up. And the second year, my second year in Mohun Bagan, I played 90% of the matches. And I remember when we played the derby, it was in Salt Lake Stadium, and there were literally 65 to 70,000 crowd. And yeah, and when I entered the field, for warm up, there were literally just 2-3,000 fans over there. We went back to the dressing room, we changed. When we got back to the match, before the kickoff, there were literally 65 to 70,000. But for me that time, it didn't bother me. It didn't play with my mind, and I was confident that I got to go there, got to do what I love. And I remember I got an assist in that match. I gave a assist through a corner, and I was so happy because I at least put a name into, I have a history, and I can say that I got an assist. I didn't get a goal, but I got an assist in the derby. So yeah, it was an experience to remember, and I'm going to keep it with me throughout my life.
Well, that was a great story there. Any personal interactions with the fans that you had over there? Anything that you remember of?
Yeah, I remember, like, this was the second year only. Like, we got done with our matches, and so these fans and all, when they break through and they enter the field, and they hug players, and also they were like 5 6 fans. They just run to players and all. And I remember, like, one player came to me, and I didn't know that they would know my name and everything, because there were so many people, and I didn't know how to interact with fans like this. So they came to me, they hugged me, and they wanted my jersey. They tried to roam it out for me and all, and they are like, Raynier bhaiya, jersey milega. And I like, I cannot give you right now. Once I get done with my, when I go to a dressing room, I done my shower, and all, then I'll give it to you that time. But unfortunately I didn't meet him. But then the fans, the support I got back then, it was crazy. It was good and that was my first time interacting with such fans, and it was good. It was crazy.
A word on the coaches that you played under, especially when you were at Bagan, when I said Sankarlal and Sanjoy Sen.
Yeah, at that time, I will obviously, whenever I meet them, I will always want to thank them, for the opportunity that they gave me. Because I remember Shankar Lal was there, Shankar Lal's coach was there with my CFL team first, and then Sanjoy Sen came to I League. But they, when, they used to speak to me, they used to tell me, good things, and they would tell me what to improve about. And yeah, I think they both helped me a lot to gaining my experience, gaining my confidence in training as well as the matches. And yeah, because at that time, and for me, every coach, every level I play for, every coach is, for me, everyone are equal. Because if it wouldn't be for all the coaches I played in my career, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So every coach that I played with, they're all amazing. They all helped me grow, and they all helped me get the confidence that I actually wanted.
Talking about coaches, I'm going to go bit more back of your journey, and I must apologize to you and our listeners that this show is going to be a lot of back and forth. I'm not going in a straight flow. Talking about your Air India days, right? Godfrey Pereira. I mean, we all love that guy. A great player, a great coach. I'm sure many Mumbaikas, young boys who went on to represent, at an international level, will be grateful to this guy because he's done a lot for Air India. And yeah, please take us to the journey that you had in Air India and especially under Coach Godfrey.
So when, in school days, our Don Bosco's opponents used to be Stanislas. And I remember that Godfrey Pereira's son used to play over there. His name is Astil. And so we used to always have this rivalry, and he used to be there always. And so when I got into college and all, I remember that, just before joining Air India, when I was in Companeros, I played Companeros. We played 6 matches. We qualified for the LI division. And I remember that Godfrey sir and 2 3 other coaches like Sham sir, they had known me, but I didn't know that, they were part of Air India. They are part of the Air India team and all. So when I got to know that, Air India under 19 want me to play for them and all, when I signed for them, I was very happy, getting an opportunity to play for another bigger club. And I had a lot of memories with Air India because that was my start of my journey. And we shared a lot of moments, not only Godfrey sir, even now who's our assistant coach in Mumbai City, like Anthony Fernandes, even he was a part of the coaching staff over there. And with him, there was Sham sir, and there was Thapa sir, and there was many other. So the experience over there, what I gained was totally amazing. It was not what I expected. Through what I expected in experience in college and school, it was completely different. And the support, the respect I got over there was completely amazing. And I remember that, in Air India under 19, the first season only we won the league. And then I remember I got a call from Godfrey sir when I was in the under 19. He told me that, you are promoted to the senior team and we want you to play there. And I remember I was 18 years and I could have still played in Air India under 19. And but then the coach told me, you want to be a part of the senior team, so you can join us and we can start training the next week. And I just couldn't believe that because I didn't expect to be promoted to the senior team. But when I got a chance, I didn't want to leave it. I took it, and it was an experience to remember. I remember that in the first year itself, I think we won the league, and we all were so happy. Like, when you play with players like, who I played with in my school days and all. There were many players like Wayne was and everyone. So like, Harold, and also they were all there with me, and it was an experience to remember. And yeah, like Godfrey sir, the coach, he's kind of strict. Like, many Mumbai players will know he's kind of strict and all, but he's like, a very nice person. He guides you because the experience of what he lived, back into his days, he showed us and showed me the same thing, because he was also like a midfielder. And he, like, whenever he used to train me individually, he used to tell me to do some stuff that what he used to do, and I used to do that. And that's how you learn, from your seniors. And but yeah, it was a journey to remember, and I'm very thankful to coaches like Godfrey sir, like Anthony sir and Sham sir for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm definitely sure of that. If not anyone else, but I'm definitely sharing this episode with Coach Godfrey, because even I go down, way down, while I was beginning my career as a reporter, covering elite games at Mumbai. So definitely sharing this episode with Coach. Well, now I think finally have done enough of back and forth. But one more thing I want to ask you was, you've also mentioned one of the things while I was reading up is that you saw your older brother and you got more pushed when he got selected for Kenkre, and that's how you got more motivated to continue and pursue this passion as a profession. So what are your thoughts on currently knowing the fact that Kenkre has now qualified for I League, and a first club from Bombay since 2017 to play in the I League? Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, firstly, like, like I'll say the brother thing. So like, yeah, he was a, like, a main part, like, of my journey, because like he was 6 years elder to me. And when I was in school, when I was in the seventh and eighth grade, he was playing for Kenkre. And I remember, like, I used to go to watch him play. And he was playing for a club, and I've never experienced a club match, back then. I was like, in school, I used to go to school, I used to come back, play in a gully, and that's it. So when my brother played for such tournaments, like, I remember he played a cup called Natkani Cup, that where it's a local tournament, and he was a part of it, and he was a captain, he was a defender. And so when I went to see this matches, I remember I went with my dad, and it was the finals. And when you see and experience these matches, like, it was, for me, it was something very, very new. The support, the, like, the floodlights, the players, the quality of the players, the experience what I've gained in that matches, that pushed me, like, to, like, be a part of, like, something big, and wanted to pursue my dreams, like, even more. So looking at him, I was very happy, and I was very happy for him, because he was living his dream. But unfortunately, it couldn't, like, completely go in his favor, because he faced a lot of injuries. And he had some injuries 2 3 times, and then at the end of it, he couldn't, like, cope up with it. He couldn't recover well, so he like, he stopped his career in football. He stopped playing professional. But now he's working in Cayman Island. He's working like for a hotel. And so recently, only when KK got promoted to the I League, so he sent me a screenshot, and, like, I was busy, so I didn't see in the same day. So the next day, when I made a call to him, and I remember speaking to him for literally like 15 to 20 minutes. And so he told me, before anything, he said hi, he, like, asked me about my health and all. And then he told me that King Race come to the I League and all that. And I was like, yeah, it's come, like, he's come to the I League. And he told me that, he wants to, like, just come back and play again for the team. And I was just listening by that one, two lines that he said, I felt kind of emotional, because this is what something he always wanted to do, like, pursue his dream, but he couldn't be possible. And by him saying such things, I feel like, he just can come back and he can play, because he has the quality to do that. But then, it's now, life is very different right now, and it can be possible, it cannot, it's up to him. But when he told me that, and so that, like, that shows that, the love of football is still there within him. And I just, like, it'll be my dream to see him back, playing, and to playing for, like, Kingre, like, after all these years, to getting be a part of a Kingre team. But yeah, and now since Kingre is in the I League, like, it's good for Mumbai football too, because it's been some years that, apart from the ISL, there's no other team playing in the higher level. And so now when Kingre got the opportunity, it shows, like, it can actually wake up many youngsters, wake up many people, like, to follow their dreams even now, because it's not like the end of it. It's not like, you only have to play ISL to, if you want to represent Bombay. Now since King is in the I League, it now, see, now all the players will get the opportunity, and all the players who are still dreaming and wanting to become a big player, they will see this is an opportunity, and they will look forward to play football, in the higher levels in Bombay as well. And I just wish Kinkre the good luck. I hope they do well in this year of I League. I know this is, I think, the first time since quite some time a Bombay team is coming to the I League. But I just wish them luck, and I just hope that they do well and they reach the the maximum points, and I hope they do well.
Yeah, and hope we see Rainier's brother also play. And if that happens, you heard it here first on the Totally Indian Football Show. Well, we'll be happy to then have probably an episode with both the brothers. Moving on to talking about now, finally, let's come to Mumbai City FC. You've been with the team since 2018, if I'm not wrong, and take us to the journey of playing under several coaches with teams, with players, your teammates, because, and you had like a, it's like ups and downs were there, but finally you were crowned champions of both. You guys took away both the shield and the league title. So take us through the journey of your personally, like probably say Rainier's eyes, through Rainier's eyes, your Mumbai City FC stint.
This Mumbai City club is so amazing. And like I said before, getting a chance and just getting to know that you're going to be a part of your home team, Mumbai City, and that you're going to play for your family, your friends, and your fans. It firstly is amazing. And yeah, when I got an opportunity, I wanted to make it the most. And I remember the first game, I think I played against Jamshedpur. I came in the 68th or 69th minute. And I remember that was the first time playing in the ISL and playing front of your home crowd. I remember my brother was there as well. And I remember that after that, he was flying to work again. I wouldn't see him for at least a year or something. And he was there for that game, my first game ever. And yeah, when I got an opportunity, when George Costa coach was there, he gave me an opportunity to play the first game. And I was so happy just to know that, I'm going to go in the field and all my friends, family, and everyone are going to be there and going to watch me play at home. It was a feeling, it was a memory that I will always keep. I still remember the exact match. I remember I got an assist also in that match, but it was an offside. I remember Rafiq Bhai headed the ball and it was an offside. But when that happened, I was so thrilled. I was getting goosebumps, when you play in front of a home crowd for the first time. And it was an experience to remember. And yes, that season, the first season itself, we did so well as a team. Firstly, the fans, oh my God, the support, whether we win or lose or we draw, whatever it is, their support is so amazing. They are just always there. And I remember the first time they started screaming that, Mumbaicha Chava Kaun. And I was like, bro, this is for me. Because I never got a chance before, it's always fun and games and all. But being in the middle of a stadium, when you're playing and when you hear the entire stadium just chant your name, especially Mumbaicha Chava Kaun and all it, and I always till now I just be like, I'm just so thankful, these 4-5 words only can actually make up someone's day, can bring a smile. And whenever anyone says it, I always smile because I'm always smiling generally, but this is something that I will always keep it in my heart. And yeah, so the first season itself, we went to the semi-finals and we made a top 4, but we couldn't make it. But it was an experience to remember, especially in my first year. Thanks to coach, I got a lot of opportunities. I have scored I scored 2 goals also over there in the first season itself. And I remember, I'm not a player, who usually scores and also in school. It's always, I'm a midfielder, I pass. And I remember, getting the name, and I remember I scored in 2 back-to-back matches, and my dad, he sent me an article and of my picture in it, and it said over there that Mumbai lad scored from a hometown, and there was a lot of stuff. And my dad cut that piece of paper and kept it with him. And so when I read it, when I saw it, I saw that so much love and so much support I'm getting from my family also. They are also excited that I'm a part of the home team, a local team, and scoring and name coming up on a paper. It's something that it's you got to cherish about. And I was so glad and so happy that my parents and literally everyone were happy over there in the stadium as well. I scored a goal against Chennai in the stadium, and the support I got after that also was so crazy. It was, like I said, it was a memory to keep. But yeah, first year wasn't that great. We came to the top 4, but we couldn't make it. So yeah, it was not something that we expected, but unfortunately we couldn't make it. And the second year, we worked hard. It was a good year itself. We played again in front of the home team. It was a home crowd. It was amazing. And at the end, we couldn't make it to the top four. We drew a loss against Chennai, I think. We lost against Chennai and we couldn't make it in the top four. But that was another heartbreak. But then, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. And then the third year, when the last year, firstly, we missed it. We knew that, it's going to be in a bubble. The fans are not going to be there and it was going to be a bit like, crazy. But that's what now we have to do. We got to make most of every circumstance that we face. Whatever problem we have, we got to overcome that. And last year, yeah, it was a difficult for all the teams because we are not going to play in front of our fans and everything. But then that's how it is. Then how it is. So we got to Goa and the season went. The new coach came, the new players came, and like everyone knows, we had a wonderful season. Like after 2 seasons coming so close and not getting it, the third season was so amazing. We won the shield, we won the trophy, but it all credit goes to literally everyone, the players, the coaches, the medical teams, and literally everyone, and the fans, everyone, because the support what we got even last year and even this year, that they're not there, but the fans make it so amazing. They be always up for like they DM, they send videos, they wish every time, they support. It's all positive. I have not seen any negative things from our fans, and it is something that we need. Because see, sometimes you win matches, you lose, but the love and support they show, it's so amazing because it keeps us, the players, motivated, and it keeps everyone motivated. But yeah, last year's was so amazing. We got 2 trophies, and it was a dream, to win the shield, and it was a dream to win the trophy. And for me personally, being a Bombay lad and doing this and making it possible, it was so like a happy moment in my career. Because like later on in 10-15 years, when I look back at that season, my third season what I played for Mumbai City, and winning both, it's just going to give me a smile every time that I think about it. But yeah, it was so amazing last year. Credits to everyone. And now this year also, we just finished eight matches and we're at the top of the table. But it's not yet over. Anything can happen. So we just got to keep our heads down. We got to focus. We got to work hard in our training and try to make this year like the last year, make it a memorable one, and just hope for the best. Get how much ever success we can, and yeah, it's a dream to get the ISL Shield and the trophy back again.
Well, I'm sure it does. It just doesn't bring smile on your faces, but I'm sure it brings smiles on all the Mumbaikars' face, because it was after a very, very long time that a team from Mumbai won something, at a very top level for football. So kudos to that for you and the entire team. Well, moving on, you spoke about the coaches here as well. I want to specifically speak about Lobera and the change that now you have with Des Buckingham, because he is literally taking over the team that Lobera played with, but definitely a few changes here and there. A dominant start to the season, but right now back to back, there was a surprise loss against Kerala Blasters and then a draw against Northeast. But that aside, you guys have been great, performing really well. Well, Hyderabad was a team that bought a dent even in the last season. So I'll continue. I won't mention that again over here. But take us through your journey with both these coaches, Lobera and Des Buckingham.
So, like, the first 2 years I played, we had a different coach, a different approach to the game. It was more of like, counter attack, more of attacking football. And so when we got to know that, Sergio coach is going to be a part of Mumbai City team, firstly, I was very happy because I'm a player, like, who likes to play tiki-taka. And like, what he did in Goa, like, he was a coach that I always used to like, and I always wanted to, like, be under a coach like this, like, try to play a game style that, you got to keep the ball, you got to roll the ball, you got to play 1-2 touches. And this is something that, where I always wanted to be trained under. And when I got to know that, the coach is going to be a part of Mumbai City team, it was literally a very happy moment, because I want to play with a coach like this, because this is my game. This is what I do, play 1-2 touches. This is how I've been playing all my life. And when I got to know, I was so happy. And the players that came along, and we all, like, I'm talking about the last year, the preseason and the training, everything what we had, it was so nice. It was so, like, a happy thing, because we used to enjoy playing. And for me, it was something that I used to always enjoy. And to be a part with such a senior coach who had such great experience in the ISL and who has done wonders, or be a part of Mumbai City team, was literally like a good moment. And last year we won the shield and the trophy, and that, like I said before, it goes to all the players and coaching staff and everyone. But the experience, the day-to-day work we used to do, it was something so good, it was something so memorable, because we used to enjoy the game, we used to communicate, and we were literally like a family back then, and like now as well. And for me, like I always say, whichever coach I play under is a coach that I always love. So last year was Sergio coach. Now this time it's Des coach, and yeah, he has been come, this year. It was a surprise, because we didn't know that the coach is going to change, but he's come and he's taken part of the team. And we have been top of the table after 8 matches. So that shows that he also has a good winning mentality. He also has a attacking football, want to play good, attacking football. And he also brings up with a lot of experience. Last year he also won the shield and the trophy in Australia, and so he also come up with a lot of experience. There is slight, what do you call it, understanding, different way we approach, but the game style, the passing, the movements of the ball and all, it's all similar to the last year thing. And we just want to, what we achieved last year, we just want to keep that, and even improve our level. So this is what the new coach has been doing. He's been communicating with all the players. He's been motivating us in every training session. We train well, we work hard, we have a good environment right now, and we just hope to reach the heights that what we expect, and hope we have a good season ahead.
Yeah, and before I let you go, I must ask you your experience that you played for the national team as well under Igor's team match, and to share the dressing room with the likes of Sunil Shetty, Gurpreet Sandhu, and even your peers, like the young ones as well. Take us to that experience of playing for the national team, because I'm sure that was one dream that you had once you kickstarted your professional football.
Yeah, so when I remember, I was at home, and I was just having my vacation time. And I remember, I've said it in my previous interviews as well, that before getting the call to the Indian national team, I didn't have a clue. And I remember I had booked my tickets to go to Dubai, and I wanted to have a good vacation with my family and everyone. And just 4 days, no, just 2 weeks before going to Dubai, I received a message in the morning, and it showed one of my friends said that, congratulations, Indian colors. And I had no clue what that message was. I thought it would be some the under 23 camp or something, but I didn't have a clue that it's going to be the Indian national team. And then later on, in half an hour's time prior that, post that, I had got a image, and I've seen my name in that, with all the amazing players of Indian football, like Sunil Chetri bhai, Gurpreet bhai, Sanjay Jingan bhai, and all these senior players. And then I see my name over there, and I was, the emotions, I literally cannot explain the emotion what I went, because I was happy, I was excited, I was nervous, I had so many different emotions when I just seen that one image, because I literally, and I had 4 days to go to the camp. So it was so overwhelming, and I literally didn't know what to do. So I called my brother. I told him that so and so thing is there, and he also flipped. He was what is this? He also couldn't believe it, and I also couldn't believe it. And then when I after 2-3 hours, I settled in, I was in calm, I was like, okay, now it's time to think, now what you got to do. So I had 4 days to prepare myself before I got to the camp. And so I remember the first time I went to the camp, I went to the hotel, I rested, and then we had a breakfast time in the morning. So I woke up, I went there, and I sat to one table, and I sat, and then I see players, and I remember that I was the first or the second one. I'm usually late always, but for that first camp, I was the first one. I just sat, and I was just seeing players coming and entering. And then I've seen all these senior players, all they're entering, and it's not a club, it's an international team. And so the mentality, the mind is completely different, because you're representing your nation, and it is a dream for many, many, many players. And it was a dream for me as well. And so I've seen all these senior players entering the restaurant where we were having a meal, and I just couldn't believe that you are just sitting in front of these guys and you're going to play for Indian national team. I was nervous back then, and it was a thing that that I had to sink it in, and I had to get back, because if I would feel like this, it would be a very difficult for me in my journey in Indian football. But yeah, the training session went well. And so the first match against Curacao, I think I made my debut in that. And I remember, we were losing, I think 3-0 or something. And then the second half, coach Igor Stimac, he gave me and Amarjeet, we made two changes. And yeah, before anything, I would say that, it thanks to him that, he saw that, what I will be able to do, what I'm good at. And he gave me an opportunity. He gave me to be a part of the international team. And I'm very thankful for that. And so when he gave me a chance, when he took my name and he told me that, you're going to step in the second half. So I was shocked. Like, I was like, oh shit, this is it. I have to be prepared, because this is the one, and it might be the only chance that, I can get. Like, I might do good, I might do bad. And so when I, just before entering the field, I was kind of nervous, but I just wanted to just focus and just be like, this is what you are good at. This is what you have to do. You just step onto the field, just take this as a game, enjoy this football, and it'll go well. And I remember, I think my first match, it went well. Thanks to the teammates and all, everyone worked hard. We did well in the second half of that match, and I was so happy with the entire team performance. And we did well in that game. And I remember the second match, I got a start. We played against Thailand, I remember, and then that match we won. So that was my first match that I won with my Indian national team. And that tournament, the Kings Cup, what we had, that was the first time I got a medal of for the Indian national team. And it was such a proud moment for me. And like I always say, it's these moments are always going to be there in my mind and my heart. And I'm just going to just be happy all my life with the opportunity that I got at the starting phase.
Well, Rainier, thank you so much for your time. I must say that I'll keep getting you on the show. You speak really well, and I'm sure you should have a Rainier show very soon, post your playing career, definitely. When that idea hits you, you know who to call. I'm right here. Well, thank you so much, Rainier. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. And I think you're helping us end the year on a high, especially to all the listeners of the Totally Indian Football Show. Once again, thank you so much for joining. I hope I didn't bore you, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.
No, no. I hope I didn't bore you, because I just kept talking. But yeah, I just want to say that thank you so much for having me over here. It was so much of fun to talk to you guys. And yeah, I'm just very happy, to give some of my experience to you guys. And yes, I'm just very thankful for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I must say to all our listeners, this ended up kind of a reunion, because not just for Rainier and me, but even our sound engineer who edits our episodes, for Craig, and well, also for Anuj, who is the media manager for Mumbai City. So shout out to him for getting this episode done. We were all Mumbaikas on this table, though you just heard two voices. To all the listeners, thank you so much for your patience. And I'm sure the wait was worth it, because we usually release our episodes on Wednesday, but this one's dropping on Thursday. Do tune in, and we hope and we bless you with a great year coming up, 2022. Hope you are all staying safe and had a great year this time around. Spend your time with family, loved ones, and watch football. ISL and I-League, I think I must say it's been a 2 weeks break, I think, because of some cases that's outburst. But anyway, there's a lot of Indian football action coming our way. Have a great year ahead. Thank you for so much for all your love. Follow and subscribe to the Totally Indian Football Show. I'm your host, Siju, and thank you so much, Rainier. Thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say that, to all the listeners, I just hope you guys have a great year ahead. And to you guys who have been in this call, and I just hope you all have a great year. And I just hope you all have all the success that you'll need. Cheers.
Amen. Thank you so much, Rainier.